Passing Michael Jordan for the most 30-plus point games of all time, the NBA's all-time leading scorer LeBron James keeps breaking records, and we'll get to why this one's more impressive than you may think. What LeBron is doing right now at his age, you truly cannot put into words. Owning the greatest career in the history of basketball for quite some time now, it seems like King James is never going to fall off. Aging like fine wine, as a teen, James averaged 21.9 points per game. In his 20s, Bron averaged 28.2 points per game. In his 30s, he averaged 26.5 points per game. And in his 40s so far, he's averaging 30.3 points per game. Only two players ever have played in 22 seasons, Vince Carter and LeBron. So the fact that James is playing like one of the best players on earth is quite literally mind-boggling. No one has come close to playing this well with this type of mileage. For those hating on the record he just broke, while it took James 7 more seasons to beat MJ's 30-point game record, LeBron isn't even known as a pure scorer, yet broke the all-time leading scoring record multiple seasons ago. Additionally, LeBron has 197 less games than MJ with 25-plus field goal attempts, 98 less games with 30-plus field goal attempts, and 27 less games with 35-plus field goal attempts. That didn't stop AD from trolling post-game.
As a Chicago kid, do you have any thoughts about LeBron passing Michael Jordan for the most 30-point games in league history?
It bothers me. But took him 7 more seasons. No, somebody said that earlier, so I didn't really think of that. But no, I have no. I was actually, growing up, I was, more LeBron. That was my era. So, but I mean, that's obviously, a hell of an accomplishment. I think he's probably number one in everything at this point. But like I said, I've been here long enough to witness so many accomplishments, man. So I'm definitely grateful to be here, and just want to keep stacking.
Meanwhile, LeBron would give the utmost respect to MJ after breaking his record.
Anytime I'm mentioning with any of the greats, and arguably one of the greatest to ever play the game, Super Cool, somebody I idolized my childhood, and I wear 23 because of him. So to know that I can sit here and be in a room or in a conversation or whatever it is, and you mentioned MJ, it's like it's just super duper dope for me, being a kid from where I'm from.
You joked with us that you might try to pass Kareem with the skyhook. You did pass Jordan on a turnaround fadeaway tonight. What about that shot? It makes it so, I guess, effective. And I'm sure at some point you watched clips of him shooting it and tried to incorporate it into your game.
Yeah, for sure. But he was more of a left shoulder fadeaway guy. I kind of go the opposite way, but just two masters of that craft. Just putting in work to a point where it's kind of becomes unguardable. Just work and dedication. Obviously, watching MJ, move the ball in the air, fading away, and but still being on balance. Sometimes when you're growing up, a lot of little league coaches and stuff, they hate that shot because you're fading away from the basket. They don't think you have a lot of balance. But I watched MJ a lot and saw how unbalanced he was, even though he was fading away from the basket. So I just want to try to match that as my career has, grown in years.
In his record-setting performance, James dropped team highs in points and assists with 30 and 8, while shooting 13 for 20 from the field, 2 for 5 from distance, and 2 for 2 from the foul line. After crossing half and denying a screen from AD, he'd draw the eyes of all 5 defenders after an in-and-out move on Capella and find Hachimura near the baseline. Putting his body into one of the best defenders in the NBA right now in Dyson Daniels, this line drive attack to his left in transition beasts through him and 2 other defenders. The Atlanta Hawks are just slow to get back on this possession, so James hooks up Davis with a casual 3/4 court dime. Again catching the Hawks slow to set up, James gets the better of Daniels by reverse sealing him to receive the dime from Reeves. This ram screen gets James a take past DeAndre Hunter and into the lane where he fakes out the defense by taking off, then in midair finding Davis in the dunker spot. Leaking out in transition after a miss from Onyeka Okongwu, the Hawks continue to fail at accounting for the Lakers' transition attack, and it's James getting an easy layup around Bogdan Bogdanovic. Posting up on Jalen Johnson from beyond the three-point line in the right corner, it's James backing a man 17 years younger than him down, post-spinning for the duck-in, and reversing to his left for a tough finish after a silky move. The Hawks think he's about to do the same thing right here, so instead it's James just lobbing a Jackson Hayes with Okongwu having fell asleep. After regaining his balance, James takes on fellow number 1 pick Zachary Risache, spins into the lane, bumps off him, and fades away under duress for this insane fall away. Denying another screen from AD, this time it's James isolating DeAndre Hunter, transitioning to the post, backing down, and pivoting for a patented post fadeaway. To start the second half, here is James receiving it in the post and realizing the defense has fallen asleep on Reeves and promptly overhead kicking to Austin for the triple. LeBron considers stepping into a three-pointer right here, but instead pivots twice, uses a pick from Davis, baits mid-range pull-up, and finds a cutting Hachimura by splitting 2 defenders with a slick bouncing entry. After the miss from Rui, it's Christie tipping it back to Hachimura, who underhand drop-off dimes to James, and it's LeBron knocking home the deep-range bomb. Next, it's James getting a Davis cross screen and relocating to the right wing from beyond the arc to hit another three-pointer, waiting for the Anthony Davis screen with a nice little dribble combo. After receiving the pick, it's LeBron getting Bogdanovic on his hip and stepping into a fluid midi. Here, JJ Redick runs a Spain pick and roll with James operating at the point of attack, and after Reeves pops out, LeBron hooks him up, and Austin penetrates the lane before dropping home the runner. Cutting near the baseline while anticipating a pass from Reddish, after receiving the Cam pass, LeBron hangs around Okongwu for the niftily nasty reverse. After the swing, James receiving it from Davis sees him use the Anthony screen, read that DeAndre Hunter's going under, and let it fly without hesitation. LeBron shooting 38.2% from distance this season. Here it's James transitioning to the post with a Smitty move and getting to an MJ post fadeaway with a hand directly in his grill. And fittingly to break MJ's record, this time with Onyeka Okongwu on him, it's James going to that same MJ post fader to reach 30 points on the evening. Personally, I'm of the mindset that it's getting tougher and tougher to not call LeBron James the GOAT, but I also have a ton of respect for what Michael Jordan's done for the sport. MJ, Kobe, and LeBron have been big reasons for me becoming a basketball fan, as they've driven me to love the sport with their dominance and mantras. My point is, no matter who your GOAT is, and everyone seems to have a different one nowadays, no matter the narratives people try to paint to tarnish LeBron's legacy, you have to find it in your heart to respect this man, LBJ. This was your boy DFlow, and I'll see you next video.